welcome back, Kuma crew. It is once more your favourite friendly despair bear Annakuma, and we're back with Demo Day. Next in our demo review series, we have Mother Gaia Studios' noir detective game, The Posthumous Investigations. This is another bulky demo, guys. It took me a good hour and a half to get through it, but got through it I did, so let us talk about it. Also, I guess saying it like that sounds like I didn't enjoy the demo. Well, you'll just have to wait and find out. We start with a small cutscene telling us we're in Rio de Janeiro. The year is 1937 and there has been a murder. In fact, the person that is telling us about the murder is the man who has been murdered. He also very helpfully has sent a request to our main character to look into his death. I really love how the opening cutscene really does set the scene. It feels like a noir story, but with a hint of supernatural shenanigans. And I mean a hint, just a pinch. As I said though, we've been hired by Bras Cubas? As I said though, we've been hired by this guy. He is posthumely hiring us to find out just what happened to him. It is up to us to go out and talk to the people, investigate the scene of the crime, and piece together exactly what happened and why. I'm gonna spoil this right now. This game has a time loop. Time passes as you go about your business. Characters will move about and interact with different people at different times. You'll get different answers depending on where you find them and when. In one loop, you'll learn that someone wants something that you can't get, but if you remember it for the next time, you can go and get that item beforehand and finally open up talking to whomever it was that was being difficult. Items don't carry over with you, but it is easy to plot out the day and where to find things. As you slowly gather more information, it becomes crystal clear that absolutely everyone in this game has something to hide from you. Is it directly tied to the murder? Is it tied to something else? Well, aren't we in luck? Because when the clock hits midnight, you get whisked away into Limbo where Cuba is awaiting you to talk over the pieces of evidence you bring him. Seriously though, I like a well done time loop. When done well, they just work for me. I like being able to go out and figure out different people's routines so that ultimately I can figure out the best route to talk to them. When a time loop is done badly, it can be a slog to try and figure out what the game thinks you should know what to do, but Posthumous Investigations so far just seems to want you to observe everything, remember what you've done previously, and just build on every single clue you gather. It felt exciting to know I had to keep track of everything. I guess its other big positive is that you do get to talk to Cuba at the end of every day. He'll give you his opinion on things you've picked up, and being able to brainstorm with him feels like even the smallest clue could be helpful. It has a good feeling of always moving forward, even if technically you might not be. It is a pretty normal point and click game underneath though. The time loop is the biggest mechanic it has. Being timed and plotting your course of action takes precedent over difficult controls or over the top puzzles. You do have an inventory that you can use in certain places, but it is mainly about gathering the information, and any puzzle solving is easy enough to figure out as you go along. Personally, I really enjoyed that it did not overcomplicate anything. I feel it makes the game so much more accessible to people who just want a good story. Everything about the style also helps this. As you can imagine, it heavily leans into the noir style, which I really love. Each character is drawn with so much expression that they kind of jump out even on the grayscale side. I also feel the shades they use in the game are easy on the eye, and everything feels pretty well designed so you don't miss little details whilst walking around. Its menu systems and dialogue boxes are also nice and bulky and easy to use. At first, the dialogue boxes might feel too big, but I genuinely ended up really enjoying them. They are also easy to scroll up and down through, so you can reread dialogue if you're having a moment and not keeping up. I guess the biggest negative is the game isn't voice acted, so they picked a typewriter type sound effect to play over the text as it's spelled out. Style-wise, I get it, and I think it is a fantastic addition. It doesn't take anything away from the game, but I do feel it has the problem that it could become slightly annoying. I guess it is better than just having it all in silence, though. Limbo is also fantastic. I love that they have the board with people and clues being strung together above the conversation you have with Cuba. His reactions to certain information is also just fantastic. Like, this game just plays and looks fantastic at every point. If I had to pick an actual worry though, I'd say it would be how they end this. There is a lot of intrigue and plotting going on, and the little snippet of what is to come looks like we'll travel all over the place, probably uncovering a lot more than we first think we will. Will there be an ending that would satisfy everything that is seemingly coming from the demo? Honestly, probably yeah. Like, why wouldn't it? We need to find out why Cuba is dead, we need to learn who killed him and why, and looking into the seedy underbelly of the group of characters we have is gonna be fun. There isn't a single character that I disliked in the demo, and if the writing of the characters and indeed the story continues in the way it already is going, I see no reason why I wouldn't love how the game ends. For someone like me that generally just loves detective games, it has everything you need for it. Now, I said earlier that it has a hint of the supernatural, just a pinch, and I think that's the important thing. Going to Limbo and talking to the ghost or spirit of the man that you're trying to unravel the death of is supernatural, but it's done in such a way that it never breaks the spirit of noir. It still feels first and foremostly a game about detecting. Coming back and talking to Cuba feels natural. You'll forget that he's even dead. For me, this is a huge positive, because I do love my supernatural, but I love my detective noir themes even more. Either way, I know I'm gonna love this game. Maybe I'm hyping it up too much, but the many different ways you can go about finding out clues really excites me. I loved when I walked in one day late to a conversation in the church, just to know to come back the day after and eavesdrop on it. Or coming in too late to get an eclair, so this guy wouldn't talk to me, so making sure to get there early so I can give him an eclair. Any game that makes me sit and take copious notes so I know what I'm doing is a game I can get behind. Plus, I also said this demo was long. It is, but it didn't feel it, which I feel was a good sign. It had to be this long to give you an idea of how the main mechanic will work. It gives you just enough to intrigue you before it drops you off. Just sometimes, longer demos do work without feeling like it is giving too much away, and Posthumous Investigations is for sure one of them. But with that being said, I am at the end of the video. I look forward to playing the game and hope to grab it and stream it as soon as it comes out. It does not have a release date from what I know, but as always, a link to wishlist it will be down below in the description. If you want to support this bad though and have gotten this far in the video, please leave a like, comment on your favorite type of time loop, and subscribe. Also give me a follow over at twitch.tv/Annakuma with 2 A's at the end, where I stream 5 days a week, driving my community crazy with a wide variety of games. Until next time though, thank you for watching as always, and bye bye!